ladies, this is Jamie. Thanks for watching. This video is 9 things you must never do in a breakup. Number 1, do not contact him at all. If he says he wants to break up or he needs to think or he's not sure what he wants, he just needs time, he has a lot going on, he's just busy right now, whatever lame excuse he gives for wanting to break up, just accept it and say, oh, wow, okay, that wasn't what I wanted. I was hoping we would go somewhere, or maybe I was hoping to see where it might go. But hey, I'm going to respect that you want to break up, and that's okay. And then go into no contact. Handle it as bravely, as high value as you can, and then just walk away and go into no contact. But if you stay in contact with him, if you keep calling him or texting him or snapping him or hitting him up on his DMs and his social media, maybe you're emailing him, maybe you found an old email because he's not responding to you, this is where you get blocked. He was struggling breaking up with you anyway because he probably didn't want to hurt you, and he was maybe feeling guilty about it, and he just wants it over with. And if you just keep trying to contact him, you are frustrating to him. You have now become a pest and a bother. He just wants you to go away. Now you may say, well, if he just wants me to go away, that's not what I'm going to do. Well, he wants you to go away right now. He may, after a few days, a few weeks, think, wow, she hasn't contacted me. She hasn't reached out. She just accepted the breakup and went on her way. Why hasn't she reached out to me? Why isn't she showing a lot of emotion? And that's when the tide starts to turn. That's when he starts to think, well, maybe she didn't want the breakup. Maybe I'm not all that. Maybe I wasn't the guy I thought I was. Why is she not upset? Maybe she has somebody else. His brain is going to go crazy, and he's going to then want to reach out to you. But if you are constantly bombarding him, you are now just frustrating him so much because he just wants to be away from you. Don't feel like contacting him is going to make you more relevant and maybe get him to think, because maybe you can say something fun, or maybe you can say something that will change his mind. No contact at all. Trust me on this, ladies. I've been doing this for a while now, and the last thing somebody wants when they break up is for you to keep pestering them. It's kind of like they shut the door and they locked it, and you're just banging at that door. You're climbing through the window. You're sneaking through the access in the garage or the attic space. You're finding some way to creep in. He's not going to be happy that you just burst in. Okay, so step 1, do not have any contact. Don't reach out at all. Step 2, don't ask him for closure. Don't say that you don't understand and you want some reasons, you want some explanations. The fact that he doesn't want to be with you is closure enough. If you ask for closure and say, I just need some answers before I can move on, before I can heal, I just need to know why. That makes you look like your healing is in his hands. So therefore, your future is in his hands. If he doesn't give you a reason that is satisfactory to you, you can't move on. That just makes it sound like you are so dependent upon him for everything, even for your emotional happiness. You are not an individual that can think for her own and that can heal on her own. So do not ask for closure, reasons, explanation. Just let it go and move on. Trust me, when you do that, he's going to want to come back at some point and try to say, well, here's why I did what I did, and I wasn't thinking clearly. You will eventually get the explanations. You don't need them right now. Let him sit and think about the fact that you don't need anything from him anymore. The third worst thing you can do in a breakup is try to remain friends. Is to say, I understand you want the breakup, that's cool, but maybe we can just stay friends because, we got along. There's no reason why we can't stay friends. You're wanting to try to be so mature, but actually it makes you look desperate. It makes you look like you want to stay in his life somehow. You want to keep the lines of communication open. You are just really kind of waiting around for when he decides that he wants to come back. So it kind of makes you look like, hey, I'm the second string over here. I'm the leftovers whenever you're ready to come back. A high value woman does not accept friendship. She tells a man, look, I don't mean anything derogatory by this, but I don't want to be friends. I didn't want friendship with you. I wanted something more. I wanted something real. And I kind of thought we had that. And so being friends right now is just going to be hard for me. And at some point it might be hard for you too, because at some point you might regret this breakup, and we're just friends and I've moved on, and just staying in touch isn't the best thing. Besides, I have a lot of friends. That's not really what I wanted. So again, don't get in the friend zone. Step number 4, don't try to convince him that you should stay together. We were really great together. You're going to regret this at some point. We need to stay together because I can do this and our family gets along really well and I'm going to school and I'm going to get this degree and we can have this great future. And don't try to sell yourself. Again, that just makes you look desperate. Just let him regret it. Let him at some point go, wow, I really miss her. She was really fantastic. A high value woman doesn't have to tell a man how wonderful she is. She knows she has a lot to offer. She's not afraid to leave. She knows she'll find someone else that will value what she has. And if this guy doesn't value it, that's his loss. She doesn't have to try to convince him of it. Time will prove how magnificent she was, and he will regret it in time anyway. Number 5, do not try to talk to their family or their friends. That just, again, makes it look kind of creepy. It makes you look very manipulative, that you're trying to send messages to him. You're hoping that his friend will tell him that either you're just so sad over this breakup, you just don't understand, or that you've moved on and you're kind of wanting to make him jealous. Just don't talk to his family. Don't talk to his friends at all. I know that may seem harsh, but he needs to wonder what you're up to. So the more you can shroud yourself in mystery, the better. I have all sorts of videos on how to do that, how to become this high value woman that keeps a little bit of mystery to herself. Mystery is so attractive because he's going to go crazy wondering what you're doing when you just go into no contact after a breakup. You can find more about all of these tips on my website, She's Everyday, she'severyday.com. I have a couple of e-courses on there, She Heals and She's the One. How to be the one he can't live without, how to be the one he regrets losing, or an e-course on how to not only survive a breakup, but how to thrive. They're just really short guides. You can find those on my website. Number 6, do not show up where he's going to be. Don't just by chance show up at some club or a restaurant or a person's house and you're like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be here. Yes, you did. And that just makes you look stalkerish. Number 7, do not try to beg and plead with him and tell him that you will change. So let's say you were really bad in this relationship. You were obsessive. You were controlling, you were jealous, you were passive aggressive, whatever. And now you're trying to say, I'll change, I'll change. Was it me? Was there something wrong with me? I'll change. That makes you look, number 1, like you have a very low self-esteem. Like you admit that you have a lot of problems. Let's say you did have a lot of problems. It's okay in the breakup to say, you know what? I was not my best self in this relationship. I got really anxious or jealous or controlling. That was not who I wanted to be. Don't know why I became that person. Maybe you and I were just in this toxic dance. I just, first of all, want to apologize for being that person. I am going to work on myself and change, not just for you, but for me, because that's something I need to do. And I respect that you want to break up, and that's okay. But I just want to own my part of this breakup as well. And then just go on and change and transform into an amazing, wonderful, high value woman. I tell you all about how to be a high value woman on my website. And then he's going to see it. And over time, he's going to say, wow, she really did change. Why wasn't she that person when I dated her? She is wonderful now. And he's going to be intrigued enough to contact you and possibly want back in your life. Number 8, don't go crazy with your emotions. Some women call and they cry and they beg and they plead and they say, I don't understand. And then they get angry and they do something really irrational and they send him just really hateful text and messages that are this long. And they just go from one emotion to another and they are on this roller coaster ride because the anxiety is so high. Stop it, because now you just look crazy, irrational, and he just wants to run away from you. Go home, cry in your pillow, talk to your mama, talk to your best friends, let them see all your crazy emotions. Do not post all those crazy emotions on social media. You handle yourself so classy, like you are unmoved, unbothered at all, even though inside your head is going crazy. I get it. But again, get one of my e-courses because it shows you what high value women do in a breakup, and they do not give every emotion to this man. He doesn't hold their heart. He doesn't get to see all of those flawed emotions that we have. And lastly, number 9, the worst thing that you can do in a breakup is, let's say You reacted very emotional. You cried, you were sad, you were angry, you were bitter. You just threw everything out there, trying to manipulate him, trying to let him know how you feel. You say you're just wanting to be open and honest, but then what I see women do is they flip a switch so fast, and they tell the man that they flipped the switch. They tell him and go, you know what? I don't need you. I don't know why I was so sad. I don't know why I was so angry. I don't need you anymore. I don't even care anymore. I'm going to go and live my life, and I'm all that, and you're going to regret it. They go from being sad and desperate and pitiful to acting like I'm a 10. And that's so fake. Men can see through that. Everybody can see through that. So don't, again, go from one extreme to the other in your emotions so quickly. That's why you go into no contact, because your emotions are all over the place and you really are feeling like a blown out tire one second and queen of the world the next second, and I don't need this guy. And then maybe a few hours later, you'll be calling him saying, I'm so sorry, I miss you. Do not let him see any of those. So don't show him all of your emotions, but don't flip from one emotion to the next and let him see that. Ladies, those are the 9 worst things you can do in a breakup. If you want to know more about what to do and how to get this guy coming back, if that's what you want, check out my website, hit the like, hit the follow. God bless you guys. I will see you in the next video.